everyone, this is Jennifer Terry and welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, please consider liking and subscribing. I make immigration and travel updates like this one. So today I'm going to share to you an immigration update. So there are good news and bad news. But before that, I just want to make this clear that there is still a ban on foreign tourists. Okay? Foreign tourists are still not allowed to enter the Philippines. I've seen some comments on my last video that they're saying that the foreigners are now allowed to enter the Philippines. But that's not true. Philippines is still banning foreigners from entering the country. So only immediate families of Filipinos, diplomats, seafarers with 9C visa, holders of certain long-term visas, and just 3 days ago they have also announced that investor visas will be allowed to enter the country, but foreign tourists are still not allowed. Okay, I just want to make that clear. So, but we have good news. Okay, the good news is that the government is reviewing policy on entry of foreign travelers. So the government is studying whether or not to lift the restrictions on the entry of foreign travelers into the country. So Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles said over the weekend last October 18 that
So tinitingnan din natin yung option of reciprocity. Baka kung low transmission din naman po sila, baka tayo rin po ay papayag na tumanggap mula rin sa bansa nila as reciprocity.
They are looking at the possibility to consider the law of reciprocity, since there are countries that have opened their borders to Filipino tourists. So they're thinking that maybe they can do the same, and also they're considering those tourists that are coming from low-risk countries, those that have very low transmission. Okay? So they're saying also that the government is recognizing that there are foreign citizens abroad who want to spend the holidays with their loved ones and fiancés here in the Philippines, especially that Christmas is coming, and Christmas is a big thing in the Philippines. Yeah, so they're considering, and also the Department of Foreign Affairs clarifies that before they can allow foreign tourists in the country, they have to make sure that the Philippines can accommodate these people. So with what's going on right now in the Philippines, there are many issues about their swab testing with the Philippine RedCross and PhilHealth, and it's really a mess right now. So many people are stranded. I'm talking about overseas Filipino workers. So there are people who have free swab tests, they have free quarantine, but there's been some issues with the government organizations. So I don't think they would be lifting the ban at the moment because of these issues. So many people are stranded in their quarantine hotels. So the Department of Foreign Affairs, USEC Undersecretary Doda Dulay, said that for every foreigner we have to allow in is one seat less to a Filipino. You have to take that inbound issue together with all the other factors. So this is always tied up to our capacity to test and quarantine, and also our arrival quota. So that explains. So it's really one step at a time. So now I'm in the topic of the RedCross PhilHealth issue. I want to share to you now the bad news. So the bad news is that because of this issue with regards to the swab testing in the Philippines, the maximum inbound capacity in the Philippines is reduced from 4,000 arrivals to 2,500. So that's a big decrease, right? So this decision still was based on the swab testing problems the Philippines are having. So it's because the Philippine Red Cross, that's the organization that handles the swab testing for OFWs, but then as a result, PhilHealth has to pay them, but then PhilHealth has stopped paying them, so they've stopped the testing last October 16. So now there's this big mess. So we're watching out for this issue for any news, and if there is any news and if this has been solved, I will also make a video. So in regards, the general manager of NAIA Airport, or the Ninoy Aquino Airport, said that they have slots, they have enough space in terms of passenger movement. The challenge really is with the swab testing, with the one-stop shop being manned by the Coast Guard. So they have really limited people right now, limited resources. So that's the good news. The good news is the government is reviewing the entry of foreigners in the country, but the bad news is that the maximum capacity of inbound arrivals in the Philippines has been reduced from 4,000
to 2,500 people.
That's almost half, right? So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you have learned something, and I hope I've given you a little bit of hope. But let's see what happens. Yeah, the president of the Philippines said that President Duterte said that the government can pay the overdue to the Philippine RedCross. So if they can do that, then Philippine RedCross can go back to how it was before, and they can go back to testing, and maybe they will change the rules. So it's really a one step at a time process. So let's see what happens. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'll put the link down on the description box and on the comment section for all the link for all my sources of information, so you can have a read for yourself. I will see you again for my next video for next travel update. Bye!